as of right now, with what's already coming out, which is over $1,000 a check biweekly, I can't sustain keeping a job there and where I'm living at. At some point, something's going to give, and it's going to end up being myself because, like I just said, I can't afford what I'm paying now.
Suit for modification and confirmation of child support arrears.
And ma'am, can you tell the judge how many children are on this case?
4,
And what are their ages?
15, 13, 13, and 9.
Are those children living with you?
Yes.
The state has calculated child support arrears in the amount of $67,115.23. Do you have any information to think that that's incorrect?
No.
The state has also calculated medical support arrears in the amount of $10,888.60. Do you have any reason to think that information is incorrect?
No.
And you understand that these arrears are as of August 31st, 2023.
Yes.
I would like to now ask the court to take judicial notice of the court's record, including the previous order.
So noted.
This is a financial record that the state has kept. If we look here on 8/31/2023, which is a judgment date that we're asking for the arrears to be calculated, there, do you see that, ma'am? Where
Yes.
it says $67,115.23.
Yes.
And then here is the medical support arrears in the column. And here is the amount, the $10,842.25. Do you see that?
Yes, I think it's the one below it though. You said 888.6 or 880.66.
Yes, it's the $10,888.60. I ask that this be admitted.
The exhibit A is admitted.
And ma'am, the state has also filed for a modification. And we're asking that the child support be increased going forward. The state has calculated child support going forward at $1,331. Are you in agreement with that?
Yes, I don't believe that's an increase though. I believe that's a decrease from the prior order. I think the total amount increases because of the medical increase.
We'll get to the medical in a minute.
Yeah.
But do you agree with that child support amount?
Yes.
Okay. And ma'am, speaking of medical, how are your children covered through for medical?
We have insurance through my employer.
Okay. And are all 4 of your children covered?
Yes.
And what is the total cost?
Their portion is $655.26 a month.
But you understand that the state is going to ask for 9% of that, which would be $463 as medical support.
I'm sorry, what was the percent?
9%, it is what the Texas Family Code, the maximum.
9% of his income, not 9%
Yes.
of the, okay. I was like, that's
Yeah.
not 9%. Okay. Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so you agree with the $463.
Yes.
Is there any other insurance that's maybe a little bit cheaper?
I haven't researched that. They were on state insurance until I was able to get insurance through my employer. This was the least expensive option from my employer. They fully cover me, and then the amount that I pay is fully for them. I can look at other options. I'm not.
Okay. Do you have anything additional you want to tell the judge?
Nothing I can think of. I think all the numbers are there.
I pass this witness. I call the father who's connected by phone. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Jesus Marley.
The state calculated child support arrears in the amount of $67,115.23. Do you have any reason to think that that's incorrect?
I mean, not necessarily, no.
Okay, and the state is requesting that be paid off, just that, the child support arrears at $386. Are you in agreement to that?
I mean, I don't agree to the amount, any of the amounts, to be honest with you.
Okay,
and
so let's go with that, the child support arrears for now. Is there an amount that you think would be appropriate for you to be paying off on that child support that's owed?
To be completely honest, obviously, if I was working the whole time, that's why I got in the arrears, right? This wouldn't be an issue, but I wasn't. I was having some problems. I'm at a point right now where I'm trying to get myself together, and I'm not trying to steer clear of trying to take care of my responsibilities. But as of right now, with what's already coming out, which is over $1,000 a check biweekly, I can't sustain keeping a job there and where I'm living at. So at some point, something's going to give, and it's going to end up being myself, because like I just said, I can't afford what I'm paying now. So if your calculations mean it's just going to go up, then that's just what it is. I mean, what can I do?
All right, sir, I do have to go by each one. I hear that you don't agree with any of the amounts. So you don't agree with paying 105 on your medical support arrears?
I don't agree with any of it right now. Like
Okay.
it's
All right.
it's I'm in a position where I can't help myself. So that's just what
All
it
right.
is.
So let's get into a little bit about what's been going on. You said you were not working in the past when these arrears were being accumulated. Were you disabled? What was going on that you weren't working?
So, I was in some programs in California. Everything has been documented. So there was a point where, just to get back on my feet, I was using government programs. And that was over the course of at least a couple of years. Right now, obviously, I'm doing better and I'm sustaining a job and a place to live. And I understand that there's things that I need to take care of financially for the kids. I'm just being, I can't stay afloat. You know what I mean? So
Okay, two last questions. In that time, were you ever disabled?
No,
In that time, were you ever incarcerated?
no.
I pass this witness.
Okay, all right. I mean, you have to modify the orders to change the amounts. You haven't done that, so we have to stay with the original numbers because no one ever asked for a modification until today. So it's an incredible amount of arrears. It's not just a couple of years. That's more than a couple of years of missed payments. If you do the math here, that's at least 4 or 5 years of not missed payments. So I don't know what your issue is here as far as why you didn't pay. It's not really my something I need to determine today, but obviously you're intentionally not paying for a long period of time because you don't get, I know the child support amount is a high amount, but that's a long time of not paying. So you don't get to 67,000 very easily. It takes some intentional work of not wanting to pay. So the child support judgment is granted, and in the payment that they're asking for, 386 is reasonable and cheap compared to what it could be, because it should be more like $1,000 a month just on that amount because you owe so much money. They're just setting it at interest, which is the 386, just so that it doesn't get worse. Same thing with the medical support arrears. And I mean, insurance has gone up. It's gone up all over the country. People are complaining about it. I mean, it makes sense that Ms. Morley's insurance has gone up, the price has gone up. And that's what we're really modifying here. The child support is going down a little bit. I think it was $1,351. So it's going down $20. So that's not really a big change there, but medical has increased. It's reasonable that we understand that. So medical support is ordered in amount of $463 a month. I don't know what you do about your other expenses, Mr. Morley. I don't have any control over those things, but we have to do these based on what it is. You didn't pay, so now you're in a big hole. That's not anything that Ms. Morley chose for you to do. We would prefer for you to be here with a zero balance or a much lower balance. Now it's a huge hole, and it's kind of impossible almost to get out of, and you have 4 kids. So we know there's a lot of expenses when you deal with 4 kids. There's not much else I can probably say on that, I guess, other than kids are expensive and you have to pay consistently every month, so that we don't have these problems. There's nothing else I can do here. You have to continue to work. You may have to work another job. I don't know what you need to do, but this has to get paid. The Attorney General's office will draft an order and email you a copy. You're done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you.